Okay, the bearded Bulgarian guy is here with another video, and this video will be about likeness of this guy. Of course, if there is a time, we can make a little bit of an Artstation. Shit. Okay, we can make the Artstation portfolio reviews if I remember where we were the last time, but we'll see. So, why did I choose this guy, Jeremy Meeks? He's not super famous, but there are two reasons that why I choose this guy. So, first reason is because his facial structure is very specific and very interesting, so he will be a good exercise to make a likeness of. I recommend it to everybody. Second reason, those images were provided by a guy who gave me a freelance to just do the head of this guy. So I already did it once, and yeah, I decided that it would be a shame not to do a video about it. So I will directly tell you what is the most important thing when you're doing likeness, when you're doing sculpting from concept, when you're doing these kind of things. And many people will say, when I say what it is, many people will say, but it's obvious, but you don't do it. And yeah, so the thing is, you have to look at your references, but not just look at them once in a while. You have to look at them constantly. I also make that mistake to look just once in a while to my reference, and at some point I deviate from it because I don't look at it quite as much as I have to. Some traditional sculptors say that you have to watch or look at your reference at least the same amount of time that you are spending modeling your work, so modeling the model itself. So yeah, probably not, we will not be that dramatic, but I think they are right. And of course, for a beginner who doesn't know the facial structure, who doesn't know facial anatomy and everything, even if you watch more than ever, it will not be enough. You have to learn how to sculpt as a whole. You have to learn how to do facial anatomy, or at least you have to learn the facial anatomy and shapes, which of course I have a course for, which can help. Link in the description, but not now, because I haven't put it yet. Maybe I will put it, maybe I will not, who knows. But yeah, whoever wants, they can find my courses on Artstation or Udemy. It's pretty easy to find. Niko or Speed Char, and it's easy. I just recently, like 2 days ago, I released a new course about a Viking warrior. It's pretty cool. I maybe will show you at some point. But first, we need to do this guy, at least up to a point that it's relatively, relatively looks like the concept, I would say, but the references. The idea here is that for 2 hours, I have to be very, very experienced in those kind of things, in likenesses, and to be very fast in order to be able to do it, which I'm not. I'm not very experienced in likeness sculpting, so it will be something that resembles the guy, maybe not quite the same. Yeah, I'm already making excuses, I know. But I have to. If I don't make those excuses, how will you know that I will not be able to do it completely well? And of course, each human face is not completely symmetrical. Some faces are very, very asymmetrical. Some faces are just normally asymmetrical. So, because we have to work fast, we will work mostly with symmetry. And that's why the end result will not be the same as our references, which is cool. No, Niko, that dual likeness, impossible. What did you do with the other Niko? The other Niko is gone. Now you are you're looking at the bearded Niko, who is again with the blue shirt, because I want to kind of trick you into thinking that I'm the other Niko, the old Niko, but I'm not, There. But Niko, where's the hair? The hair that's another good thing about this concept, as it doesn't have hair. So it's easier to do, of course. Yeah, Niko is not stupid. Niko is not stupid at all. At least, he likes to think He likes to think that he is not stupid. As most people, by the way. There are many people who are, if you ask them, on the scale from 1 to 10, how intelligent are you? And they will automatically say 10. And if the guy is really intelligent, he will never say 10. So whoever say 10 is relatively stupid, we may say. Yeah, I maybe offend somebody, but it's fine. It's fine. People who know who they are and who really can kind of, you know, they can sense themselves. They know their intelligent level because they have compared themselves to others, and they will not be offended because they know that they may be not the brightest tool in the shed, but it's good to know that, because if you don't, and if you think that you are, then you have a problem, definitely. Then it's an issue. I'm not looking at the model quite much right now because, you know, in the beginning I'm just establishing just normal kind of a young male characteristic of the face. So with my experience, I don't need to watch the concept or the reference that much. But after a certain point, I will have to watch it a bit more. And we'll see. So it's a good thing that we have a side view also, so we can compare, at least, yeah, kind of. Hi from Argentina. Hello. I saw your old courses. You were pretty handsome then. Thank you very much. So you think that I'm not handsome anymore? Yeah, I think that too, because you know, the beard and also some kind of wrinkles start to come out, and white hairs on the beard and in my nose here, and white hairs out of the ears. So it's, yeah, I was handsome, yeah, back in the days when I was young. Now I'm just old and you know, tired. No, not that tired. I mean, I eat a lot of sugar, so I'm in a good condition. in a good spot. Let's remesh it a little bit. You cannot see what I'm pressing, which is a little awkward, but yeah, now you see. Let's smooth this out and try to do this kind of interesting lips that this guy has. Intriguing lips. Yeah, the lips are very important for the likeness, at least in my opinion. One of the most important things. If you get the lips and the mouth right, you are okay. I mean, the rest can be a little bit off, but the lips and the mouth should be in a good position. Otherwise, nothing will happen. You will not be able to do it. Ever. So for 8 minutes, I think it's getting somewhere. 8 minutes. And we have something like a face already. Which means that I'm pretty fast. I know, it's normal. It's normal. Everybody knows that speed char is called speed char because I'm pretty fast, you know. I'm making characters fast. And with a decent quality, we may say. Yeah. Maybe some people are making models with better quality, but they're making them slow. So they are slow chars. I am speed char. I am the speed char. Today, hopefully, we will have time also for the Artstation reviews. Although, as I said, I'm not sure where we were the last time, where we got to, and but we'll figure out. We will figure it out. If we see something familiar, we will skip it. Or just say some good words about it and we'll skip it. Let's see the ears, by the way. They are an important part. Many people are skipping the ears, and they're making just something like a blob there, which usually is not a good thing. Usually you have to go and try to make good ears. Otherwise, your model will never look good if you don't have good ears. So every piece of the body is important Even the ears. Yeah, I know it sounds like it sounds strange. What? The ears? Pff, they shouldn't be important, but they are. They are pretty important. Eyes, important. Ears, important. Nose, also kind of important, we may say. Yeah, if you don't get the nose right, of course, nothing will be fine. So, it turns out that you have to do everything right in order for your model to look right. Yeah, I know. It's strange, but it is what it is, so it's fine. And never look from just one point of view, your character. For example, now I'm looking from the side view, but in just a minute probably I will get to another point of view, 3/4, just to compare the cheekbones and everything. And we will get to another point and so on until we are in a good position. Likeness from Niko. Yeah. Now you can expect everything or anything. Nice beard, Niko. Yeah, thank you very much. It will be longer in a couple of days, probably, or weeks. Hey, Niko, is there any chance that you can sculpt Yujiro Hanma, please? He has very cool anatomy. Maybe. Maybe you can suggest it in the Discord server. In suggestions for streams. Niko, hope you are having a great day. Now, it's night here, but thank you very much, yeah. Hello from Brazil. Niko, when you started modeling, did you use the blocking method, separate nose, ear and neck? No, I have never used that. I like to use the sculpting method, not the blocking one. The blocking is for people who like to model, not to sculpt. The people who like to sculpt, I think, are liking more my method, which is just from one mesh to do everything. At least that's why I'm what I'm telling to myself, to sleep better at night, you know. Slow Char, have you trademarked that? Can I have it? Everybody can have it. I mean, I haven't trademarked nothing. Even Speed Char is not my trademark, but many people know that I go by that, so yeah. So yeah. Yeah, when the streamers don't have anything to say, they say, and yeah, you know, yeah, you know, yeah, okay, you know, yeah, okay. Yeah, right, yeah, okay, it's cool. And the neighbors are at the point, the brink point. I'm just waiting for them to kill themselves. I mean, yeah, they're screaming like it's the end of the world sometimes, and it's not much fun anymore. It was fun in the beginning. Now it's like screaming. Yeah, he's not looking like him, definitely, but because I'm reading your comments and it distracts me, I have to stop reading comments and just concentrate on the job, because the job is difficult. It's not like something I have ever done before. On stream, of course. I've tried doing likenesses, and for 2 hours, for example, or for 1.5 hours, I'm doing okay, usually. I'm getting kind of a likeness, not something to brag about, but something like likeness. But I have never done likeness for more than 2-3 hours, because, you know, I can't. I can't work on something like a head unless I'm paid, you know, to do so. Unless I accept the challenge. Maybe then I can, but otherwise not quite much. I bought the Viking course yesterday on Udemy. Thanks, I would like to suggest a course in stylized female and male heads. My heads that I do on my course for heads, they are not exactly completely not stylized. They are stylized there, so you can check it out. This one has small ears, I think, yes. What's up with that beard? I don't know. The beard is a beard, you know. Sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. It depends. If you shave it, you already not have it. If you don't, it's there. Yeah, that's how the beard work. I mean, you just You just leave it, it grows. By the way, this guy has very strange eyebrows. They're almost non-existent. They're just on the sides like this. And he's looking a little bit sad, you know, like, oh, I'm just, I don't have eyebrows. He's the opposite of me, this guy. Although he's bald like me. You can see my eyebrow is kind of connected. And his is just the opposite of that. He has at least 2 eyebrows. I have just 1. He may have even 3 if his eyebrows are so far apart that he can have 3rd one in the middle and they will have distance between them. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, hopefully he's not mad that I'm joking about his eyebrows, because I see he was in prison and he probably have killed people because he has a tear here and tattooed in his below his one eye. So yeah, we have to be careful with this kind of people. But he doesn't know where I live, so it's not a problem. Don't worry, everything is fine. Niko will be fine until he is not. But yeah. When will the course with that girls you sent in Discord out, Mr. Niko? I haven't started the course. Niko, when did you start learning sculpting? I'm 16 and it's true that some professionals start at my age. No, sculpting I have started pretty late. Around 25 I think I was when I started sculpting. Before that I was drawing. And of course, drawing and sculpting has a lot in common. So you just can start something art related. Or just start something more perspective and become, I don't know what, maybe a guy who is making houses or whatever thing that will not be, you know, overwhelmed by the AI. Because everybody knows that our jobs will be gone in a couple of years, maybe, yeah. Couple of years. Yeah, I may be joking, but who knows? Maybe I'm not. I don't want to be a bad prophet. Prophet. I don't know how to pronounce prophet. Because it sounds like profit, you know? Like something you earn. Like money, profit. I don't want to be a bad prophet. But it's cool. Niko, you're a very bad prophet. What? Okay. If you think that. Sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. But we like you anyway. Okay, it's cool. Yeah. He would be mind blown to see the stream. Ah, yeah. Why don't you shave your unibrow? Why should I shave it? Yeah, tell me a reason to shave it. I don't see one, so I don't. Niko, greetings friend. Yes, greeting. Has a model now, I think he's reformed. Niko, I must warn you that Blender viewport distortion doesn't match Blender's camera distortion. Okay, you need double the amount of regular 3D camera distortion in Blender to match the perspective. Maybe, but it doesn't matter that much. Because when I use the camera, usually it's for a model which is a full size, with body and everything. And then for full size, 50... you know, lens is okay, 50 millimeters is fine, or even less than that. But for a face, you have to be careful with the face. It looks like him a little bit, I would say. It's not too bad for 20 minutes of hard work. Let me show you the girl that I have started doing. No, I just am doing tests. Just to see how the whole thing will work. So I just fast like, this is like, let's say 3 hours of work, maybe even less, I'm not sure. It doesn't have fingers even. But just to overall see how this will look at the end. And I'm sorry to say that the DS will not be visible because of those draperies coming out from there. Probably I will, maybe we should move them a little bit more like this way. We'll see what will happen. But overall, she will look interesting. The face is not exactly as the concept, but it doesn't look quite bad, so we are fine. Yeah. we'll see, we'll see. I'm just doing tests again, so when people are asking when this course will come, it will be at least a month from now, at least. I mean, even more than that, because now it's summer is coming, hopefully at some point, because it's supposed to be warm right now, but it's raining and it's pretty cold. But when summer comes, I will not be able to work as much, because we will go to vacations and stuff, and so yeah, it will take at least a month for me to do this course, to make it work. But it will be a good one. I mean, female courses are well accepted from the community. People like them. So I think it will be a very nice course, although it will be difficult because the armors are a little bit hard to do. But we'll see. I don't care. Maybe it will be a little bit longer than the others. But maybe I will take a big rest after that course for the female. We'll see. Niko, I love you. Okay, people are using this love you thing very broadly. I mean, how can you love me? Love is a special feeling. You have to reserve it for your best, for your closest friends and relatives. Do you have any plans to produce another course for game? No, another course for game, not at this point. This is getting really good and close. Yeah, it's getting kinda there, because I already did it once. So it's not my first time doing it. I did it a couple of days ago for a freelance. I told you in the beginning of this video. I did a freelance of this, and the freelance guy, he had provided me with the references. So now I'm using them to make the course. So thank you, Victor, for doing that. His name is Victor. Probably he's watching, but maybe he's not. I don't know. Nobody knows. He's hiding, lurking in the shadows. But a very nice guy. And yeah, we have a mutual, let's say, we're useful to each other, we may say. But a very good exercise to do this guy. That's why I'm doing it on stream, to show you and to probably inspire some of you to do it yourself, because it's a good exercise for shapes of the male face, not female face that much. Some guy said that this guy looks a little bit gay, but the Serbian guys, you know, I mean, the guy was Serbian, so the Serbian guy said that this guy looks gay, and the Serbian guy maybe is in the stream also, and he's close by, so I probably shouldn't talk bad things about him. Yeah, Serbians are pretty nice people. We are neighbors with them. 20 minutes, you're insane fast, dude. Everybody can be that fast if they spend like 5 to 10,000 hours sculpting. Yeah, I think you can be at least that fast. Maybe 10 hours, 10,000 hours will be enough. 10k, you know, huh? Like the group in Facebook, 10k hours. There's a group like that, yeah. It's about, mostly about art. How long did that test take you? Around 3 hours, I think it was for the girl. She's pretty. We will wait, Mr. Niko. Okay, a lot of people learn Blender to make sexy women. Yeah, if they can. But this is one of the most difficult things to make sexy women in sculpting. I mean, to sculpt them, to draw them, it's one of the most difficult things probably. So I guess many people are starting sculpting or drawing just to try to do it, and then they're disappointed because it's difficult, and then they go to the AI and just write prompts. And it's easy with prompts, by the way. I mean easier. Maybe it's not easy. Let's say, yeah, they're having huge difficulties with the prompts, because you have to like write prompts for like 4 hours to get something amazing like result. It's difficult. But compared to gaining anatomy skills and practice for like 4,000 hours, I think it's easier with AI. Let's say it's easier with AI. Let's agree with that, at least. I think we can agree. I'm not underestimating the AI though, because it could come at some point and take our jobs. But for now, at least, the 3D AIs are pretty stupid and they're not doing well. So we are fine for now. but probably that will not last long. If they continue developing them, it will be the easiest thing to replace a character artist, because if you have a concept made by the AI or whatever, and then you just give it to the 3D AI, and the 3D AI is making you the game model with, you know, everything. And it will not be a copyright infringement or anything, because you gave the concept and it just makes it 3D. So when we think about that, because now the big companies, they are restraining themselves of using AI for concepting, because of the copyright problems that can occur. But with the 3D AI, there will not be copyright problems, because you will supply the concept made from a normal artist, for example, and then the AI will do it. And definitely, yeah. But I think we have a little bit more time until that happens. And when that happens, I will have to become just a normal YouTube comedian or something like this, because, yeah, it will be difficult. Or I will continue to do this kind of speed sculpts. And, yeah, just like an old master that is doing sculpts in the old way, you know, because there are still people like that and they are still looked out for. But with the 3D printing and everything, it's less and less, I think. But Niko, how was your trip to Italy? It was pretty rainy in the first couple of days, and then it was very nice. Southern Italy is amazing, I would say. It's very cool. Southern Italy is so beautiful, so green, especially in the spring, I guess. But yeah, there are a lot of cactuses, and it's very, very nice. And of course, a lot of potholes in the road, which reminds me of my country. So we are very close with them. I mean, they have a lot of potholes in some of the roads. Of course, not in the center of Bari, for example, not in the centers of the big cities, but in just normal city streets, there are holes. So it seems like, and I knew that, it's the poorest part of Italy, the south part. It's the poor Italy, but it's not poorer than Bulgaria, so I am pretty happy there. The prices were not super expensive. I mean, you can eat in a... We once even eat in a restaurant with one Michelin star or whatever it was, and the prices were like 10% higher than the rest of the places there, but the food was pretty good, I would say. I have never had the pleasure to eat in a Michelin or whatever it's called restaurant, which has a star, and yeah, it was good. So yeah, I recommend southern Italy. We got a little Fiat Panda, rent a car, and we went around all the southern Italy, all the boot, the hill of the boot, all the hill, everything we saw. All the castles and churches and all the stuff. It's pretty cool. You can go to Lecce, you can go to Monopoli. Monopoli is a actual city in southern Italy. It's pretty cool. You can go to Bari, you can go to many places. It's amazing. I have a question about modeling. I want to get started and I want to make soldiers, robots. I've been meaning to ask anyone who has experience how to start. I already have some experience in Blender. Yeah, I don't know. If you want to start, you just start and start doing soldiers. If you want to become good in doing soldiers, you have to start doing soldiers. And that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Of course, anatomy always will help, even with robots. If you want to do soldier robots, human anatomy will help a lot. So yeah, do some anatomy studies. Just learn how to sculpt. It will help immensely. That's what I'm thinking about this. Okay, it's not the best, you know, thing, but for half an hour, I think we are in a good position. He is very sad that I have done him in Blender. Say, why this guy has done me in Blender? I didn't want him to do so, but he did. Now I have to murder him and go back to prison. I don't know. Where are you from, by the way? I'm from Bulgaria. Is it harder to make a very stylized character preserving likeness? Not a caricature, but very stylized. Yeah, it is. So that's why when I'm doing, for example, I want to do Freddie Mercury, and I did it in my Artstation channel. You can see it. Freddie Mercury caricature. I didn't invented it. I just found a very nice caricature, and I just use it as a concept. That's what I'm doing when I want to do a character. For example, you want to do Michael Jackson. You find a very good caricature of Michael Jackson, and you just use it as a concept, as a reference. Then you can use to get more likeness, but it's a caricature, okay, or a stylized model, but you get more likeness. You can use just normal pictures and photos of the guy or the girl or whatever it is. Niko, the result of 3D looking IA characters as 2D image is amazing. I'm so afraid it will come to 3D the mid journey. We'll see. I would be amazed to see how you would make likeness with stylized character. But I have done that in most of my courses because there are stylized characters, the concept. So yeah, you can check out the courses. Oh, Niko, that beard is looking good. Thank you. I'm doing nothing for it. It's just my beard, you know. You believe AI is going to be capable of making models with good topology and nice UVs and all that stuff? Yes. I know Italy pretty well. I've played Assassin's Creed 2 a lot. Yes, that's yeah. Can I see his brows from an under perspective? An under perspective like this. The brows, amazing stuff. You're doing good work, Niko. Very inspiring stuff. Thank you very much. I was trying to find likeness tutorials, and here you are. You're the best. This is not. Definitely not a likeness tutorial, but as I said in the beginning, I will say it again. One of the most important things when doing likeness, face likeness, is to watch the model almost as much as you watch your sculpt. So you're sculpting, but instead of concentrating on just watching your sculpt, you have to watch the model and compare at some point. Because if you don't, you will be screwed. It will not happen. But yeah, this is always true, but for people who doesn't know that much face anatomy and face shapes and everything, I will recommend my face anatomy course, definitely. And since we have done that, I will put a little bit of a shadow, of a doubt, onto our character, so he can look a little bit interesting, or more interesting. Okay, like this. He looks like me a little bit, but not too much. I mean, maybe like the young me. When I was young, I was looking like this. Yeah, the nose has some issues. He's not exactly the same. There are other things that I probably can see, but for this amount of time, it's fine. We are fine with it. It's a normal face, which looks relatively fine. For half an hour, it's even good. Let me show you. What can I show you? I can show you 3D character sculpting in Blender, which is the course that I did. Let's see the character. Let's have a look at the guy, the main character of this course. I have to open the Blender file, which it opens a little bit slow because it's half gigabyte, but it will be interesting to see. And let's see, where is this concept, the guy concept. This will be the new course, probably. I asked for the permission of the artist. He gave me, or she, I'm not sure, gave me the permission. And yeah, it will be pretty difficult. Yeah, those armors, I'm not looking forward. Let's say I'm not looking forward to do them, but it's time to do something more, a little bit more, you know, a little bit more complicated. Those are Spider-Mans, by the way, made by AI. I didn't make them, some other guy made them. I don't have to ask permission because the new laws that we know for the AI is that everything created by the AI is not copyrighted. So if you are doing something by yourself in Photoshop, it's automatically copyrighted because you have done it. It's done by a human. If it's done by the AI, it's not copyrighted, so it's fine. We can use it for concepts or forever. Those are amazing Spider-Mans. I'm just blown away. They're so good looking. This, of course, you cannot say it's Spider-Man. It looks like some kind of other hero, but it's looking very nice. This one is especially good looking, with a big jacket and super huge shoes. This one also with samurai swords and other stuff. It will be very difficult, don't get me wrong, it will be very difficult to make in 3D because there are a lot of details, but it's a very nice concept. I will admit it. It's an AI made, but it's looking amazing. This is a Deadpool, Spider-Man, something in between, and it's looking just wow. So yeah, very cool. And this one with the teeth, very cool. I probably will do just the head sometimes in the stream. It will be very interesting. This is our Viking, by the way, and this is the model itself. You can see it in the Instagram, in my Instagram, in my other channel. There's a promo video about it. And by the way, in my other channel, which is just Char, you can check out the promo video there, which is one of the last videos, maybe the last one. And under the promo video, you see in the description, we have a promo link to Udemy and a link to Artstation, so you can buy the course if you like it. If you don't like it, you can check out the torrent sites. I think it could be out in a couple of days. So if you don't like it that much to buy it for like $20 or less, maybe you can check out the torrent sites and buy it from there. Buy it from the torrent sites, whatever. So yeah, we have this. Now, let's close this. Close this. Just have this, and I will go to my Discord server, go to Artstation portfolios, and let's check them out. Probably we'll miss somebody, and I'm sorry about it if we miss somebody. I'm just scrolling now to see if we have seen those guys, but there are pretty good things here, I see. Very good. Let's answer some questions and then we will see what will happen. Next time Niko will sculpt himself. Probably not, but we'll see. What part of sculpting did you have the most difficulty understanding? I don't think I have difficulty understanding any part of sculpting, but yeah. Spider-Man will be dope, yeah, of course. Finally, I can't wait your female course. I have another female course until you wait for this one, but you probably have done that, so yeah. I'm on my lunch, I need to leave to go back to work. See you later, Niko, see you, Diego. What do you mean that I can't do an outfit that another guy drew? You can, but you have to ask most of the time about, it's polite to ask people, They will always say yes. There are new laws for AI material. Yeah, I think there are. Sexy girl and Spider-Man course. Let's wait for it. No lazy Niko this time. The model is great. Good. Thank you. Damn, that Viking is good. It looks fine. Hey Niko, did you ever think about doing a model by Ivan Amundsen? Yeah, probably would. He's pretty famous. I mean, he has over 100,000 subscribers in Artstation, I think. It's a lot. Followers. Is there any chance you will release your Wingfox course on Udemy? Probably not, because we have a contract. Hey Niko, thank you for the awesome tutorials on Udemy. Thank you very much. Portfolio review. Yes, Gabriel Guerra, my friend, will do the portfolio review now. But your portfolio review will never happen. Sorry. Maybe I will give to you my portfolio for you to review. It will be cool. Yes, only human-made work can be copyrighted. Yeah, this law was passed a long time ago when a monkey took a picture of itself. There was a problem. To who shall own the photo, the monkey or the person? Yeah. Нико, скажи, пожалуйста, трудно ли найти работа в компании без опитного новичко, у которого нормално портфолио? Is it difficult to find a job in a company without... I don't understand quite much the question, but probably you're asking if it's difficult to find a job in a company if you are kind of new. Yes, it is mostly difficult. Many people who are even good sculptors. Yesterday I saw a guy who is a French guy. I showed him his work. He's using Nomad Sculpt mostly, and he's very good. He's doing very nice job, especially female faces and stuff. I may say he's better than me in that, but he's trying to find a job, and it's difficult even for him. So it's kind of hard. But if you look for this actively, you spend like a couple of hours a day just browsing through job offers, just writing to the people, and presenting yourself and giving them the portfolio. At some point, probably you will be lucky at some point, but you have to do it. There's no registration on CGPeer for a long time. Really? No registration? You cannot register yourself. Yes, I know that it's for many years now. You cannot go and just register in CGPeers. Niko, you always painting eyes, or you procedural eyes too? I usually paint them. Yeah. Starting Demon Hunters yesterday, and see it has empty eyes, but I want to do some pupils and iris. I usually just paint them, just because when we are doing a model for a game, it's absolutely enough to have painted eyes. It's nothing. Yeah. I think for most cases, eyes which have like the outside layer, which is half transparent or transparent, and then you have the inside, and everything is like geometry is overkill most of the time. Cyborg Orchis Beast, yeah, one of my best courses probably. Bro, I already have 3 of your courses on Udemy. I can't get enough. Most people can't get enough. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe we can review a portfolios in a live in the future. When I'm at CD Projekt Red. Yeah, when you get there, you will be even more famous. So we can do that. Since no Winfox course in Udemy, maybe a new Dragon course for us after the Girl and Spider-Man. The Spider-Man, I'm not saying that it will be a course, although that's not a bad idea. But as I said, it will be kind of hard, but it will be fun. I think it will be fun. So maybe after the Girl, we can do a Spider-Man course, and then maybe a Dragon course if there is a demand for that. Hi Niko, I'm next in line for portfolio review, the one with the coins. One with the coins. I don't know. Let's go a little bit up. I'm not sure that we have seen most of those guys. The one with the coins. So this is the okay. We will see it, but let's answer. I had hoped to make a character before you got to me, but I entered into Artstation challenge. I posted in Whip. Okay. Who's the most followed artist in Artstation? I don't know, but Amundsen is one of the most followed. Кажи моля какви сайтове ползваш за freelancing? What sites I'm using for freelancers? I just use Artstation. Artstation is completely enough if you have a good portfolio and a good viewer base and followers in Artstation. Most of the time people will find you there, and they will because people who are searching for somebody to do something for them usually look in Artstation, and when they see a good portfolio, they either write email or write a message in Artstation. That's how I have found most of my freelancers, all of them basically. People say, hello, we like a lot your Artstation, and we are searching for this type of character, this style, kind of a stylized. So how much it will cost us? I would say, okay, give me the concept, and I will tell you how much. They give me the concept, I say, okay, for this concept, high poly, low poly, and textures, $2,000, for example. And they say, okay, let's do it, and we do it, for example. But recently, not much freelance. It's a little bit dry, but yeah. I mean, the people who are very good, better than me, I think they have freelance. They have a lot of freelance offers. I don't have that much lately. I have probably one offer in 2 weeks or one offer in a month, something like this. I know my friends who are better character artists than me. They're not that fast, of course, but they're better because they are more. They're spending more time. If you spend enough time and you have that experience and visual library and you know anatomy and everything, if you spend enough time on something, you will make it better and better and better and better until it's on a point that it's almost perfect. Completely perfect, it's kind of hard. But I am not willing to spend that amount of time. I want to spend some time, make it very good, make it good enough and a little bit above that, and then go to another project, do it, go to another project, stuff like this. I don't like to spend unnecessary time on something. It's not my thing. I was screaming at the very beginning of the Discord stream. Why? You were screaming. Yes, I remember. Niko, why do you sell stuff on Udemy if they scam most of their tutors? I don't know about the scam. I'm pretty happy about Udemy. I don't know how they scam. I'm so excited to get a job on my first paycheck. I'm buying every single one of your courses. That will be cool, yeah. Spider-Man course would be amazing. Probably. There will be demand after the dragon, okay? Instagram and Facebook, it's also good to get freelancers. Probably, yes, also probably LinkedIn, but I'm not sure about LinkedIn that much. I mean, LinkedIn is for professionals and for some jobs, but I don't know. Probably it's okay for that too. Yeah. Being better than Niko, that's a hard task to get a job. Maybe there's another way. Yeah, it's probably difficult because I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of hours put into this, and I have a lot of passion that I have put into sculpting. It's one of my passions, maybe one of my best passions, along with folding knives, which I also like. By the way, this knife, this particular knife, is designed by a Ukrainian guy who is the designer, a very good one, and his name is Max Tkachuk. So Max Tkachuk is making amazing designs of knives. I like them very much. They are pretty cool. This is a folding knife. Of course, I collect those type of knives. Carbon fiber and titanium and everything, but whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is that one of my passions is collecting folding knives, but the biggest passion I have is sculpting, anatomy, making humans from nothing. So I like to feel like God, you know. I always say that artists, they are kind of very selfish, and they like to feel like they're gods, because they are creating something from nothing. They are like, I created this human, I created this face, this is my creation, I am a creator, you know. That's a little bit awkward, but I think it's true. I mean, most of the time, it should be true. It's a psychological thing. Hi, do you think a character head should look good without hair caps? Hair caps? I know, stupid question, but I'm creating a character model, and without the rest on average, the shape looks average. Don't quite understand the question there. If great artists like Niko don't have much freelancers, I can shot myself with a spoon. It depends. I mean, it depends what's in demand right now, and also how often do you post? How kind of lively you keep your Artstation or your portfolio? How often do you post? How often are you in trending? Because now I posted this character, the Viking, in Artstation. It was in trending. The course was in trending courses also in the Artstation store. So this gives you a little bit more viewers, and this gives you a little bit more ability to be recognized by somebody who wants something done. Do you have katana? Yes, I have one. I have one katana, which is a cheap one. I think I bought it for 200 euro, something like this. So it's just a cheap katana, but it looks pretty cool. And I have a video that I show off this katana. It was like 8 years ago, I think, in my channel for knives, because I have a channel which I review knives in. I don't show my face that much, but I have a few videos that I have shown myself in this channel. But mostly I show the knives, and yeah, it's that. Some of you know this channel. It's called Niko Heart. It's Niko Heart, the whole thing, like Niko Heart without any space bars. Niko Heart, because, you know, pretty hard. That's not downstairs, just here, hard, and also here, pretty hard. See, pretty hard. I know. Yeah, if you get my courses from Artstation, it's more money for me. From Artstation, if you buy my course for $20, I get 18 $18.50, $18.50. And from Udemy, if you go and buy directly from Udemy without following the promo link in the description of the promo video, then I get like $2, $3, $4 from a sale, not more than that. Hey Niko, for you, what's the biggest difference for you between Blender and ZBrush? The biggest difference between Blender and ZBrush is that Blender is cheaper. No, I mean, when I get used to sculpt in Blender, it's nothing to me. ZBrush is maybe a little bit more smoother. I mean, in sculpting and everything, it's a sculpting software after all. That's its job, but it's much more expensive, and it will be much more expensive always because Blender is free. And as I said, in my opinion, Blender for me, for all of my tasks, for the courses, for the freelancers, and for the job at when I was in Gameloft, it was completely enough. So yeah, there is no difference except for the price, that much. Gabriel, they keep selling people courses for very low prices randomly. Yes. So plenty of tutors complaining about it. If you complain about something, you just stop selling in this site. But since Udemy is one of the biggest tutorial sites, they're selling a lot. I mean, yes, they're making huge discounts. They're selling for very low amount of money. Most of the time for a course, I get like, if they sell the course for $13, I get like $2 out of this course. But since I have a very well developed YouTube channel, I'm able to kind of put the promo link, from which if the people buy from the promo link, usually I get like 90% of the price. So they pay like $13, even if the course is like $100 or whatever, they pay $13 from the promo link and I get most of the money. That's why I encourage people to buy my courses only from the promo links in the descriptions of the videos, of the corresponding videos of that course. Because every course I have has a promo video in my other channel, and below that promo video I keep updating the promo links there, so they're always available and live. Hey Niko, what? Better than you, impossible. Your 3D modeling is flawless. There is always a bigger fish, Kind of feel like the same with art, the power of knowledge. Yeah. If artists were good, they would be imposter good, comparing themselves to the other god after them. Exactly. But Niko, there are versions of ZBrush that are free. Yes, I know, and I have used that kind of version for a long time. And I bought ZBrush just before I stopped using it. So now I have a copy of ZBrush. I have gave them the money. I'm clean because I've used ZBrush from the pirating sites for a long years. But then I bought it. I kind of paid them what I own them, and now I'm using only Blender. I'm clean. Niko, I bought almost all of your courses. I think I'm addicted. That's a good thing. I need more addicted people, because now, since I don't have too much freelance, I'm relying mostly on my courses. And by the way, if I don't release a course for 2 months, the income that I get from the courses is going like down, very down. I mean, yeah, this month, if I haven't released the course, it will be almost half the money that I got in February, for example. It would be. But now with the course, it will be okay. It will be less probably than February, I'm not sure yet, but it will be fine. So I have to release courses now and then. Otherwise, or do more freelancers. But yeah, it depends. Sometimes I'm refusing freelance because, people are asking me, hello, we are like your portfolio in Artstation. Can you do a freelance for us? Yes, but show me the concept. If I don't like the concept, usually I don't work. Except if my income for the month is very low from the courses, so I need the money, and I probably will do some jobs which I am not completely okay with, but it's a job, you know, it's a money, so it's fine. What do you think about 3D artist salaries? I don't know about the 3D artist salaries in Bulgaria, for example. In Bulgaria, I'm saying in Bulgaria, a senior 3D artist like me can get up to 2,000, 2,500 euro. Probably tops. 2,500 tops. My latest salary in Gameloft was about 2,000 euro. About that. So probably now, maybe if you push yourself hard enough, you can go to 2,500 euro a month. And clean. I mean, this is the money that you get. You know, the people that are paying you, they pay more because they are paying the country and everything, but you are getting this amount of money in Bulgaria. In Western Europe, of course, the salaries are much higher, sometimes double that, even triple. But I know a guy who is working, he's very good. As I said, he's better than me. Usually I ask him for advices when I'm doing courses or something, and I'm like, this character, I am not sure, I'm not completely happy with it. I usually am not completely happy with my characters, and I'm writing to him, what do you say about this? And he's giving me some advices because he's very good. And now he's working for a Swiss firm, I think in Switzerland, for double that I was working here in Bulgaria. He's getting, I think, at least double that, but not triple. So yeah, it depends. Maybe in Ukraine the price, I mean the salaries are lower. In India it will be lower. In Africa probably lower. In Brazil I'm not sure, probably lower. Although Brazil is, the living standards in Brazil probably similar as my country, but I'm not sure. Niko have to be a bigger meme than it is. Am I a meme, really? How am I a meme? A meme, a meme. I'm saying meme because, you know, in Bulgaria when we write, whatever we write, we read the same way. In English it's not like that. In French it's completely not like that. But in Bulgarian it's the same. Yeah, watching your courses that I didn't finish before. I'm not doing the models, but at least watching and learning. But doing the models is not bad idea. Niko have to be a bigger meme, yes. Are you working in CG project now? He's not probably working yet, because we will hear about if he was working. But he will be at some point in the future, definitely, because he's pushing hard enough. Much harder than most. But Niko, is safe to be addicted to your courses? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not. It's not safe to be addicted to anything, but it's not bad. I'm addicted to sugar. I'm addicted to sculpting. I'm addicted to folding knives. To buying folding knives. As this one. It's very, very cool with the hole. I mean, it's amazing. But yeah, I'm addicted to those things. Not many other things I'm addicted to. Yeah. But sugar is very addictive. It's not very good. I'm learning Unreal. Took me 1 day to make a game-ready tower to put in a template. Very cool, very cool. Sir, have you seen my 3D printed faces I made after following your head course? Yes, I've seen them. But you cannot judge anything by those 3D printed faces because they are pretty low detailed. I mean, it's difficult. Yeah. Why are you afraid of Chain? Chain is... it's my nemesis, arch nemesis. 2D artists of the world unite about these incomes. Where I live, the average salary is $96,000 for a 3D artist. This is a pretty good salary, by the way. Probably you're living either in Canada or in United States, because otherwise these salaries are not common in the world. Same in Turkey, yeah. But 2K in Bulgaria is something like 6K in Switzerland, I think. Probably. Because of the cost of living, yeah. Same as Indonesia. Sometimes have an issue when sculpting character that doesn't look good in T-pose, but I know once I post it, it will look pretty good. Definitely that's the case in my case too. Do you even have this problem? No. Yes. Exactly. I have this problem always. Because when I do a character and I know, I see the concept and I know, yeah, it's pretty good because it's posed. It's very nice. For example, the girl, this one. So if I do this girl in a T-pose, she will look very boring. I mean, she will look fine, but that's why I post her in the beginning without putting details on it. Just post her just to see how she will look in pose, and she's looking much better in pose, you know, than in T-pose or A-pose or whatever. So always just make sure your models looks the best possible way it can look in T-pose, and then when you pose it, it will look even better. So yeah, this is our guy. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There she's. There he's. He, she, whatever. I'm also addicted to knives. Yeah, knives is addictive. Are addictive. By the way, Tucson knives. Recently I started collecting Tucson knives. Tucson is a Chinese company. They are amazing. Quality for the money. It's just the best ever. Tucson. Yeah. I will make a advertisement, you know. Tucson. Amazing. I have like 20 of their knives and they are like just superb. Super cool. This is again Max Tkachuk from Ukraine design. So they are using a lot of designers that they have super huge amount. But why am I talking about knives here? It's the sculpting channel. I forget sometimes because it's a passion of mine. So I just like, well, you can check out my knives channel, by the way. It's Niko Hart, just Niko Hart. Let me show it to you. Why not? Why not? So Niko Hart, YouTube, Niko Hart. And I think I have some sculpts in this channel even. I'm not sure. Let's see. So those are two shorts I did. This one is from yesterday. This knife is amazing, by the way, also. And most of them are for the Tucson knives. And let's see the videos. Yeah, a lot of knives. Here I show my love and my face also to this knife, which is very nice, from Tops Knives. Very cool. Knives, a lot of knives. And this one I'm cutting down a dead tree. It was already dead. I will probably never cut a live tree because I don't feel good cutting a live tree, you know, it's alive. So, but a dead one, why not? Just to test the machete. Yeah, sculpting. This. In 4 minutes, sculpting a monster. Yeah, this is the katana video, by the way. And some other videos. There is even a gun video. I have a... This is a gas gun. I mean, blank gun. Yeah. And that's it. A lot of videos in this channel, but only 1,000 something subscribers. So, let's go and see. Now, fox knives I don't like too much. Fox knives, I'm not a fan of them. I'm mostly fan of the Chinese knives. Now, for example, Max Ace, amazing, and Tucson, very nice. But let's talk about portfolios. Let's talk about money here now. Let's talk about money. So Filip from Zagreb, Croatia, he's also a neighbor. He's showing off these things. Let's see. Okay, good looking, not bad. Let's see, a little bit of nudity here, but it doesn't look very bad at all. When I'm saying it doesn't look very bad, it's not correct. It's not bad at all. It's not bad. It's very good even. Filip is, wow, Filip is pretty good, I would say. Yeah, we are seeing, and Filip is, Filip is a good sculptor. Yeah, definitely good one. This skull is not bad at all, but the girl is top. Very good quality, this face. I like it a lot. But I recommend for this face especially to have few other views, because now it looks like just one picture, and when you have one picture of a 3D, these days people will think and can think that this is AI. So they may not like it that much. So try to post more pictures of any 3D you post. For example, this one, just one picture. Oh no, we have more. Okay, this we have. Oh, and Exactly, we have a turntable. That's perfect. So yeah, very cool. And anatomy is right on point, I would say. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Maybe you have to work a little bit more on the hair, but that's up to you. I mean, this is just a piece. Of course, the more you work, the more you put into your models, the more work, then when people are seeing them, they will see that you are trying and you are able to put this kind of work, and you will be more likely to have some freelance jobs. That's just my thought of that. So amazing. So Philip is thumbs up for me, from me, for Philip. Sculpt a knife someday. Knife is a hard surface, so it's modeling. I don't call it sculpting, you know. Yeah, good idea. Did you sculpt like 50% and then pose, or started with pose? No, exactly. I'm sculpting like 50%. I'm sculpting like very basic, and then I posed it just to see how it will look. Maybe in the course for the girl, I mean, because we're jumping from topic to topic. But for the girl course, for the female course that I will do next, most likely I will do more details and stuff in T-pose or A-pose, and then I will sculpt it, because it will be difficult for many people to work on asymmetrical character that much. So in my opinion, it will be easier for people to follow the course if I do it mostly symmetrical and sculpt, not sculpt, but pose it more at the end of the course. So most of the course it will look kind of boring. We'll see. Let's see this guy. Okay, I like the details. It's visible that the guy has put a lot of time in this character. It's not very bad. I don't like especially those muscles here. They look like ribs, but there cannot be ribs because you cannot have this shape of a rib. But yeah, these wraps are not superb, but overall not bad. And the rendering is not bad because it's visible. Everything is visible. It's not black or something. He has a good silhouette, relatively good one. Some things like those belts and everything is pretty thin. I like everything, and especially the belt on his chest is very thin. It looks like made from paper. As I always say, always make the things much thicker than they are in real world. For example, if you try to 3D print this piece, it will fail in many ways. Which of course is my opinion about this, because I usually make my models to be 3D printable. The Viking itself is pretty 3D printable. Even before I finished it completely, I gave it to my guy to print, and he printed it and he said it's perfect except for the cape. The cape, he said that it has to be more connected to the body because it's connected to the body only on the shoulders, and then it falls down and it just breaks very easily. So I have to connect it a little bit more on the back here in a couple of points. Other than that, it's perfect. I mean, the thicknesses and everything it's good. I think we have already seen this girl. It's not bad. Of course, everybody can see that it's not in a very good quality. I mean, the anatomy has some things and the face, but overall it has low poly and everything, so the guy knows what he's doing. For example, if I was somebody who wants not very pretentious, to make a not very pretentious game, 3D game, indie game, I would probably hire him because it looks like he can do low poly, he can do UVs, he can do textures, and that's pretty valuable. Of course, I probably would hire him to do exactly this, low poly and textures and UVs. Not quite much to do high polys, that much. Because the anatomy is not on point, there are issues. So yeah. But overall, a portfolio where you show a low poly character with UVs and it looks good with textures and UVs and materials, it's more likely to get job offers. I mean, to freelance, because people are searching for that. People are not searching for only for high poly things, only to do some high poly things, usually. Except if you are very good in high poly modeling, then maybe you can find some jobs just for that, but it's very difficult. I rarely find something like this. Usually they say, we want this model for a game. They give me the concept, I do the model from start to finish. From high poly, low poly, UVs, textures, everything. Like I did in the course in my other channel, which is free in the channel, you can find it there and watch it. It's the same. Most Pablo Perdomo's work in Artstation still whip. Pablo Perdomo is one of the very good guys. Yeah, we like him. I'm studying 3D since 2018. Didn't knew what I was wanted to be good at. I've discovered your courses about characters in last year and decided to do characters. Heard some good advices from you. Thank you, Niko. Thank you. That sounds very good. Yeah. Random question. Does anyone know if I would be able to go college for game design without going secondary school? Yes. I mean, you know, in our job, in our field of work, you don't need any education, diploma, any paper. You don't need it. You need only skill. If you are skilled enough, you can barely write or speak even. You will not. If you don't know math, if you don't know geography, history, or it doesn't matter at all. You just have to be good at what you're doing. And if you are, you will be okay. Yeah. Bald-headed hello, yeah. Hey, what are the most important things to keep in mind when trying a first likeness sculpt? The first likeness sculpt, most likely, you just have to try. You just have to sculpt and not be too disappointed by the result. Because as a first likeness sculpt, if you haven't sculpted a lot of, or drawn a lot of skulls, a lot of heads, just to study and everything, your first, second, third, and 100th likeness sculpt probably will be a disaster. So I suggest you just start with, for example, my course about head making is a good place to start. To do the course once, then practice, do the course again, because it's mostly practice. The course is, every video is an exercise of making a head or a skull or head from planes or something like this, which is useful to just gain skill, basically. So yeah, excuse me for a second, I have to write something here in the Viber. All right, oops, my phone will be broken. I usually don't drop my phones, but when I was in Italy, I dropped it a couple of times, my phone, and it was good that it has something like a thing in the back to, yeah, to keep it safe. Hey Niko, Nicholas here from Argentina. Can you make a soldier like Seal sometime? Thanks, love your work. Soldier is a lot of work. To do a soldier is a lot of work, and I can, of course, I have done a lot of soldiers for Gameloft back in the days. It's not difficult for me to do a soldier, and probably at some point I will do a course about making a soldier, because I think it will be a pretty demand. I mean, many people will want that kind of course. I think it's a good idea. I'm bad at everything school related, math, history, geography, biology. I can't even walk straight. I'm bad in Blender too. What about me? I think you should find something that you're good at. For example, you can be good at, I don't know, you have to find it. It's difficult. It's the most difficult thing probably to find what you're good at, to find what your brain is created to do best. For example, my brain can do math pretty well, but also can do art better. So I'm both. I can do math and art. Many artists that I know that are good artists, they cannot do math at all. They are just completely non-math related. But I can do math, and geometry was my strong point. I was pretty good at it. So that's why 3D probably is completely for me. My brain is just made for 3D. It's just like that. Hey Niko, I love your videos, you're a great instructor. Any course about anatomy you recommend? I'm trying to learn the anatomy of the face and body. Yeah, I have courses for that, so you can check them out. Of course, other courses for face and body. For face, I don't know that much courses, but for body, you have Proco and you have some others, but Proco is pretty amazing for body anatomy. Do you carry one of your knives with you when you go out? Yes, in Bulgaria you can carry a knife without any issue, so I carry one. Now I'm carrying one copy of Shirogorov knives. Shirogorov is a Russian brand of knives, very famous in the knife world, and it's super expensive. You cannot buy Shirogorov knives. I mean, you can, even if you have money, you cannot buy them because there is a line. You have to pay, like, for example, I don't know if you pay in the beginning, but you have to wait for a year and a half or 2 years just to get the knife because there is a line. And they are expensive, like above $1,000, I think. But there are copies, Chinese copies, that you can buy for like $100, and they're amazing quality. So for us that we cannot afford to buy like super huge, expensive knife, we can just be happy with the copy. It's very cool. But again, about knives, what's happening here? You're just, poking me because that's my passion, and like I'm starting to talk about this. It's Niko, have you ever spoken to Mike Nash, and what do you think about his works? I haven't, no. Can you do coding for game? No, I am not a programmer. Although I was making websites with HTML, I was writing them in Notepad. I was just literally writing from scratch HTML scripts, CSS a little bit, but that's the only programming experience I have, which is not programming basically. It's coding, or I'm not just scripting. Niko, do you think the portfolio should only be of one topic, or can I mix everything? I would say it's better to be one topic. It's better to concentrate on one thing and be very good at it. Because if you're having characters and environment and props, if they're good enough, yeah, you will have people ask you. But when I am a guy who is searching for somebody to do props for me, and I go to your portfolio, you have props, you have characters, you have everything. There are two scenarios. The first one, I will say, yeah, but this guy's not concentrated on props, so probably he will not be as good. So I will skip. Second scenario is very good for you because I can say, oh, this guy is making props, but he's making decent characters and he's making decent environment too, which I haven't seen that much. I mean, people who are doing decent characters and decent environment at the same time usually doesn't exist that much, but probably they could be. And I can say, okay, this guy will be a very valuable asset for my company, and I will directly offer you a job. That's possible. But in my opinion, you better concentrate on one thing which you like the most. Because when you concentrate on something that you like, that you love, it's your passion, you will get good at it much easier. Because the time that you spend doing that thing, sculpting or modeling or whatever it is, it will not be heavy. It will not be a burden for you. So that's my opinion. Thanks, friend. I will be writing the soldier course for game development. Will be awesome. My credit card is ready. Mike Nash has passed out. Mike Nash, I don't know. Yeah, good at maths. Factorize fully this art. No. Niko, can you do 3D animations? No, I cannot. I'm not an animator. I concentrate mostly on character art, and I can do high polys, I can do low poly, I can do UVs, I can do baking, I can do texturing, and that's it. I don't do game engines, I don't do animations, I don't do rigging, although I rig sometimes because I want to do a pose, but that's it. Let's go to Charcoal Studios, and I think we already have seen this portfolio. Yeah, we have. So yeah, I'm sure we have seen it before. Let's go to this. Yes. So it's an orc. I think we have seen this orc, but I'm not sure. Oleg from Ukraine. Oleg Trusevuch. Yes, from Ukraine. So, what are you seeing in this portfolio? First, we're seeing black. We're seeing a lot of black. So, the title here above. By the way, you should customize your title too. And we are seeing black, and we're seeing black backgrounds on most of the work except for this one. But this last artwork is looking promising. The others, I mean, this one looks kind of okay, although the girl is, the eyes are a little bit, you know, cross-eyed. But it's kind of, you know, showing that this guy can do low poly. And he can do textures and UVs, which is a skill. So again, it's a good thing to have. This skill doesn't look quite bad, I think. Yeah, it has some problems. The jaw is a little bit too wide on the top, and the nose is a little bit too wide probably. But the rendering is kind of, it's okay. It's visible. It's fine. It's cool. I kind of like it. These are props, which again is okay, but for example, now I have a freelance, possible freelance, because we are still negotiating, and they told me I have to do a character, a full character, and then I have to do her props, and then I have to do a weapon for another character. And I say, okay, but don't you have a environment artist who can do modeling, who can do props? And yeah, they say, yeah, we have. So yeah, probably I will not do. I can negotiate. I can, because I'm in a position that I can demand things, because they look for me. They just saw my portfolio. They say you are ideal for our purpose, and then I can say, okay, but I don't want to do this and this, because I think I should concentrate on the character mostly, and not think about doing these props and stuff. So this at least is my way of thinking. I don't know. So yeah, in my opinion, I would kind of get rid of most of these things. Maybe leave only the last one, and just continue to improve myself, because we are seeing improvement here, which is great. But most of the time when you are starting from low-level artist and becoming a higher-level artist, your low-level stuff should be erased. I know probably some of you have sentimental feelings about their stuff, but you shouldn't, because it's you know, I think we saw this, and it's pretty cool. This one, it looks pretty nice, although only this render looks cool. This one, not so much. I don't know if it's the same model, but it is with the hair and everything. The anatomy looks okay, but the rendering is a little bit, you know, not so good, I think. But there is a low poly wireframe, which is cool. This low poly, I don't know if it will be useful, but probably it can be useful. It depends how many triangles are there, if there are hair cards and stuff. But the presentation is not completely okay. I mean, there are some issues here. But we already seen this portfolio, I think. So let's go again here. Charcoal Studios. It's pretty cool. This this particular model is nice. Uruk-hai. Let's see. Ivan Starostin, or Ivan. Ivan is in English. Ivan is in Slavic. Ivan. And we already have seen this portfolio, I think, and it's an example of a not bad portfolio. All the thumbnails are showing arts which are readable. You can clearly see what's happening. You can clearly see the skill even without opening each artworks individually, and it's not bad at all. So this guy is intermediate, and if he continues to improve himself, he will be. Yeah, this one is pretty professional, I would say. The silhouette, the overall design, it's made over an art. Yeah, the ass is a little bit strange, but other than that, if he spends more time, the hands are good looking. If he spends more time and continue to develop himself, he will be in a pro level in maybe year or 2 years. It depends how much time he spends, of course. It's always about that, about how much time you spent, you know. can you more elaborate about wrong anatomy? Not so much. I cannot go into too much detail because, you know, anatomy is something that it's difficult to say exactly where, and even if I say where are the problems, the guy will not be able to fix them. I mean, you have to learn basically the muscles, you have to learn the shapes, and this requires time, this requires effort. If you don't put the effort, you will stay in just a middle level or something. So yeah, let's go see this samurai. Okay, this what I can say is that it looks a little bit wash out. The mouth, you know, the top and the bottom lip looks like they're one piece, which usually you shouldn't do. It looks like a mask mostly, which it could be because it's a robot or cyborg thing. So basically it's fine. The ears are a little bit strange. They don't have a good shape in my opinion. And the nose also is pretty generic. Yeah, it could be better. It could be better, I think. Haha, Croczilla. Cool. Pretty cool. But it needs a nicer render because now it's like flat. There is nothing. I mean, there is no shadows, there is no rim light, nothing interesting happening. This guy, again, the nose is very similar to the other guy, so more head anatomy exercises will be good, I think. Other than that, this one looks cool. The Baby Yoda, the fly, yeah. You know, this level of art, I would be super proud to have this level when I was beginning my 3D art career, because when I was beginning, I was doing chairs, tables, my computer, this kind of stuff, and I was not even dreaming making characters. So this guy is making characters, and they are looking, you know, relatively fine. So it's fine, but of course, a lot of improvement can be done. So yeah, I'm always honest with you guys, you know. Okay, Carcoil Studios are posting a lot. Let's see, Kevin. What's going on with Kevin? Kevin is, these are looking pretty good. Let's see this one. I would say on the first glance it looks very good, but the legs are looking a little bit short, although they look pretty realistic. I mean, usually when we're doing hero characters, we're elongating the legs a little bit. These are more realistic legs, which is not a bad thing. I think it's fine. Looking pretty cool. The renderings are fine. So yeah, I like it. Let's see some of those. Not bad, not bad, I would say. Yeah. A lot of things for 3D print. But are they 3D printed? No, they are just renders. But they look not bad. A lot of details, a lot of time spent. Looks cool. There is a room to improvement, don't get me wrong, but it's a pretty good work. Pretty good work. From Brazil. This guy's from Brazil. Yeah, the face, I wouldn't say anything about the face. It's not good for this character particularly. Is Dr. Fate has a face? Yes, he has, I think, on the below. Yes, he has a face. It's not bad, I would say. The hair is looking relatively fine. It's but it's not bad. I would say this face is good, but the shoes pretty bad. Yeah, usually people are not paying too much attention of the shoes, and you should pay attention to the shape of the shoes and everything, because most of the time when people don't know how to do shoes, they're doing the shoes like they can be flipped. So the left shoe can be a right shoe, or can be, it doesn't matter, which shouldn't be like this. You have to always make sure the left shoe look like a left shoe and the right shoe look like the right shoe. They're having different shapes from both sides. It's you know, different, but good job. This guy has a good portfolio. We cannot say too much about this guy, again from Brazil, because he's a developer, he's not an artist. Those are some sculpts, some fast sculpts, which usually you don't want exactly to post them in your portfolio, because they don't speak for your skill, or if they do speak for your skill is not good enough for, you know. Okay, animations. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, but all of those things are looking like sketches, like very fast things that you don't show that you can do something as a good project, something that you will put a lot of time on it. Nothing of that is shown here. That's a big issue. That's a big issue, and this portfolio will never get any freelance, at least in my opinion. You need to show that you are capable of putting enough time for something to be good enough or even better than that. And that's the thing you have to do. You have to put time, you know, in it. Yeah. Let's see. This. Esteban from Ecuador. Esteban from Ecuador. Okay. Ron Swanson. Ron Swanson is looking good. I mean, the render is looking good. The model itself is like, it could be better, but the render is looking pretty good. Let's see this. Yeah, you see the render again. It's on the first glance from far away. It's looking relatively okay. Although the eyes are much further apart than they should be, and the nose is a little bit bigger than it should be. But it's okay. But the model itself is like. It has issues. For example, for female face, even stylized ones, you have to be very careful with the sharp lines. And this lower lip and the upper lip has a lot of very sharp lines. And in 3D, in general, especially in face, you don't want too sharp lines. There can be planes with transition between them, but the lines shouldn't be as sharp as you did them. This one looks cool. And the best looking, I think, is this Nosferatu. It's looking pretty nice. Yes. Okay. So good job. Most of the things. We have other things which are looking relatively fine. But some of the works here, I would generally remove. For example, this knife is a knife. Okay. It's a good looking CRKT knife, although the render of it is not completely perfect. But I would not emphasize so much as for my last work to be a knife if I want to get a job as a character artist, for example. I would keep especially this Nosferatu. This I would remove. This doesn't look very good in the portfolio, in my opinion. Not about the gesture, no, just doesn't look good as a model itself. There are some that looks good, some that are looking not that good. For example, this one is a very awkward smile. Maybe that's the purpose of it. Okay, this girl doesn't look very nice. I mean, there are things that you can say, but this is the stylization. Yes, you can always get the excuse of stylization, but when something doesn't look good, it doesn't look good, you know. That's it. But overall has potential and good models also. The Nosferatu one, the vampire one was good. And some others also. Let's see this one. What is this? This one is the Matheus Felipe. Matheus Felipe? Yes. From Brazil again. Everybody's from Brazil these days. These days. Alright. Yeah, it's late. I mean, it's almost 11 in the evening here. So that's interesting. Lamb of God. Wow, if I meet this lamp of God somewhere, I would probably be very... let's say my pants will be very shitty. I mean, I will be... There will be a lot of poop. Okay, this one is the Joker. It looks pretty good because it looks scary. He looks, you know, interesting. So it's cool, but we have only one... we have a turntable. Let's see it. Yeah, the hair needs a little bit more work. Overall, this seems like a different mesh. Because from the side view, it's... and the paper thin clothes are not very, very good. We need thickness there. But you have a skill of presentation, I would say. So your sculpting skills are not in a hugely good level, but presentation skills, you can make your model, which is rare, by the way, to make your model look better than it actually is, which is good. I mean, you can build on this. You know, it's cool. Brazil loves you. Brazil, everybody is, yeah, a lot of people from Brazil. Even our friend Gabriel Guerra. This case these days. Yeah. Okay. Wendell Freire. Again from Brazil. Ooh, this guy has some... I mean, when you look at this portfolio, just a tiny look, just a glimpse, and you see interesting things. You see decent anatomy, you see armors and a lot of details. So you immediately say, this guy deserves another look. Because in some portfolios, when I look and I see very simple things, I mean, some people will say, but they are stylized. Okay, but I know what stylized is and what is simple. And when guy is capable of doing good things with a lot of details and stuff, which sometimes is required. And also we see here consistency. Most of the models are rendered in the same way with the same background, although it's mostly kind of dark background, not always black, as I see, which is good. But we see a nice anatomy. For example, let's see this guy. The hand anatomy looks very good here. Yeah, this hand is looking pretty awesome. The face anatomy looks relatively fine. The eyelids, I think, are a little bit too thin. In 3D, we like to make the eyelids thicker. So you just have to push the eye a little bit more inside, and they will be thicker. We have a hair, which looks awesome. Yeah, pretty cool. I like it. Overall, this guy is kind of impressive. I mean, yeah. Of course, don't get me wrong, he's not perfect in any case. I'm not perfect either. For me, not many people are perfect in 3D. I mean, there are barely any perfect people. For example, we can say Pablo Perdomo is pretty close to perfect. He's doing a very good job, but he's also not perfect. Especially if he do something quick, it will look very cool. But we can see that his works take a lot of time and effort. When they are finished, they look amazing, and you will say, but this guy is amazing, he's so good. But in order to be good, he spent so much time with references and with sculpting from here, from there, in order to become that good. And yeah, he's good, of course. If I'm giving him as an example, he's good. So let's follow back this guy, because he's doing good things. Of course, as I said, there's always room to improvement, but this guy can do the job. Of course, he probably likes to work mostly for miniatures, which I like because you see thick parts. But I would make him even thicker, because this, if you print it at 35 millimeters, I'm not sure some of the parts will print very well. They should be much, much thicker in my opinion. But this is my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, because probably he has already printed this. or he has made it for a print and they already printed it and it came out pretty well. I'm not sure. But I would go even thicker if I know that the print will be this big. I would just go extreme, you know. But yeah. Let's see this Wolverine. Doesn't look super perfect, but the render looks relatively fine. We have a human-like Leonardo with the nose. Yeah, cool. I mean, but why is he in the quicksand? It's interesting. Maybe he doesn't like to do legs. I was like that before. When I was drawing back in the days, I usually do muscular people, muscular men, but just up to the waist. And then I didn't do legs because I was like, meh. Yeah, Grassetti is pretty close to perfect, yeah. Can we eat that lamp? Probably it will eat you, but yeah, who knows. So I like how the belt is connected here with some something, some lines. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, the render, it's a little bit flat. I would like more shadows, more to see the 3D, you know, because it's 3D. This render, let's see it. This render looks pretty realistic, which is great. So this guy is developing himself. He's trying to do better renders, which is cool. It's a little bit flat again, but it does looks kind of realistic. The head shape, though, it's not very realistic. It's a little bit alien-like. The forehead is too wide. In this area here, it has to be much narrower than the back of the head, and in this case, it's not much narrower. The head is ending here, and this is ending here. It's a little bit strange. Also, the top part of the head is too big for the face, and some of those things. Sometimes, you know, people when they're making, they're not used to make a lot of models. I was like that too. I was also making in my first days of Gameloft when I was making characters, 3D characters. I made the same mistakes. Face too small for the head. But it's I mean, with practice, this will be overcome. I see this guy likes to make people. He likes to make faces, which is great. He just has to practice more and more and even more. But his last works are better than the previous ones, so he's improving, which is great. Here, of course, what I would do is to make this guy more manly. I will increase the size of the chin. I will just make the chin bigger and, you know, taller, or even move the mouth a little bit more up. But overall, it's looking great, the face, and with maybe the field of view a little bit strange. I'm not sure exactly what's happening here, but something is not. For example, here in the top, yeah, the God of War has kind of a pronounced nostrils, but not so much. I mean, this is monstrosity here. That push there is too much. And there are certain things. Of course, as you can see, this guy's is not afraid to put detail, and he's putting detail. He's putting the work. He's putting the hours, which is great, and this is appreciated. I mean, yeah. Kratos has a small chin. It's intentional. Okay. But there, it seems that it's not exactly kind of, you know, it's not exactly there yet. This looks pretty cool. I mean, the render is fine. It has a shadow on the floor, which is great. It's not floating, which I like. Okay, we have a T-pose. The design itself is a little bit boring, especially those ribs on the armor. They're pretty boring looking. I mean, they're like parallel to each other, which usually we don't like to do this. I mean, parallel things. But let's see something else from Sanjar Sarsembayev. Sanjar. Yeah, from Kazakhstan. Very cool. So, a little bit flat, and the armors looks really nice. I would say, but we already have watched this, I think, portfolio in one of the previous videos. Let's see, Javier Ruiz. Maybe from Brazil. No, he's from Spain. He's from Spain. Okay, this guy looks pretty good, although the render is not something to brag about. But he looks not bad, I would say. Yes. But it's the only piece. This one, it doesn't show too much, you know, anatomy skills and other. Also the arms, the hands. I mean, the hands are pretty small for the body, and the wrists also are pretty thin. They're super thin, by the way. Yeah, in the anatomic model also. Arms too small, and the, you know, wrists too thin. And then it transfers to the other. And let's see the other thing, which is this one. This one is last year. It has some issues. I would say the render is not perfect. The face has some strange darkenings here and there. It's not clean. And there are some interesting folds which can work, but it's not the best. I would say just leave the last one and do more like that, but with better renders. Alexander Miko MacGyver or what, I'm not sure, or McCluver. It should be I here, right? MacIver. But when I look at this portfolio, I look at this girl and I say wow, and this I say wow, it's yeah, pretty cool looking. The face is strange, a little bit strange. Also the arms, they look a little bit big for this face, particular for this head. But overall, I would say not bad at all. Not bad. Nice armors with nice materials. A good turntable. Very good one, I would say. Very good turntable. By good, I mean the rendering is very nice. The materials are cool. And it's clearly visible what's happening. I mean, the model itself and everything. And it's very smooth. It's not like, you know, very low amount of frames. It's pretty nice. So this guy is putting the work. He is a junior character artist, which is great. He is doing great. I don't know if we have seen his works before, but very nice job. This one looks very cool. The face looks very professional. The hair and the turntable again is like super cool, and the render also is very nice. Yeah, very cool. I would say very nice. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about this. This looks very nice. Oh yes. The head, the face looks, I would say, yeah, it's very cool. Let's see this one. Wow. Very nice pose and everything. Yeah, it's impressive. So this guy has pretty impressive stuff. I don't know. He's looking for work. He's only 100 and yeah, that's another thing, you know. He has to delete those things here and probably this one too. So he has to leave only the last 5 works. The other ones should be deleted completely because they are making the portfolio look bad. Now, when I'm looking at the portfolio, I see this girl on the thumbnail and I say, wow, amazing. But then I see this and it's just not, has to be there. This also, this just in the thumbnail even, it doesn't look very cool. This one also, it seems like it's a little bit old work. It's not exactly finished. it's not on par with the other things, which are very finished and very well done, and he has spent like a huge amount of time on them. It seems like each of those two girls, for example, he has spent more than 50 hours on each, and it's visible, and that's he has to kind of leave those and kind of make the other disappear. This one, for example, has completely to go away and not ever come back. I mean, yeah, the armors are kind of okay, the render could work, but the anatomy, it's nothing to brag about at all. It's just wrong. I mean, it doesn't look good. But other than that, very, very cool from this guy. Very cool things. The girls are just, wow. Yeah. Yes. For example, if somebody came to his portfolio and he will see the girls, he will say, wow, very nice. And he will see the bottom stuff, the old stuff. And he will say, yeah, but this guy can do this, but he can do also bad stuff. So I don't know if I gave him job, if I give him some kind of job, if he will do good or bad. So 50-50, I don't know, probably some other guy, and he will skip. So as soon as possible, delete those and leave only the last 4 or 5 things. The other ones completely delete. Yeah, Gabriel is agreeing with me. Let's see Dima Danko from Ukraine. Dima Danko, I like this grandpa. You know, the render is nothing to brag about, as we can see. It's a little bit, you know, if you squeeze your eyes a little bit, it doesn't have contrast, it's flat. And also not so bright. I like brighter things. But the modeling is not bad, I would say, on this particular model. It's looking good. This one directly and completely has to go into oblivion. It has to go. This one, not bad, but still, again, render. It's about the render. Render has to be better. It's not good presentation. Yeah. It has to have a better presentation, in my opinion. Other than that, it looks pretty cool. Like the model and everything looks fine. This one has to go immediately. This one, I understand what it is. It's a girl with some kind of a costume and everything, but with the render and materials, you cannot quite understand in the beginning what it is. And if somebody is looking at portfolios, like he has like 40 portfolios to look in 1 or 2 hours, because he's having another job also. He is a lead artist or art director, and he has to lead the projects, but also he has to hire somebody, and he has 40 portfolio to look for, and he is opening this portfolio, seeing this, immediately he will close it just by seeing this. So this has to go. Others has to be more with more contrast and just better presentation. You spend your time, you learn how to sculpt, you sculpt nicely looking characters, let's say, but presentation is killing them completely. You know, this is one example where the models are better than they look. There are other types which is more rare, where the models are worse than they look. The presentation usually is a difficult thing for the people, for the guys. Yeah. So let's see somebody else. This one. Oh, Mistake. Let's see here. Oh, we cannot see it. He has deleted his portfolio because he doesn't want us to see it. He doesn't want us to see it. Now, what we see here? We see decent stuff. Immediately we see decent stuff. We don't see something too weak to be removed completely. Oh, this one, it's too much of a close-up to a face without hair, which doesn't look very well. Especially the ears I can see from here that they are not loved enough. He hasn't put enough love into this. She, Jane Leshchinskaya, she's from Minsk, Belarus. She hasn't put enough love on the ears of this the character. These eyes of this girl are a little bit far apart, but since they are long, there is one eye distance, so it's bearable. Let's see her. Yeah, we don't see ears in this one, so the hair looks good. The face, yeah, a little bit of a bigger nose than it should be probably. But overall it doesn't look bad. So yeah, this one looks cool because of the huge cheekbones and they look nice, but the anatomy of the forearm is like and the arm itself is like and the design of the character as a whole I don't completely approve. If they give me this character and say do it in 3D, I would say, but the legs, come on, they will not look good in 3D, and they are not looking good in 3D. Even if you do them very nice on the concept and you are on the point with the concept, no. This one though looks very, very good and professional. I would say even the render is fine. Why the render is good? Because you see the character face and the top of the body is more lit, it's more contrast, there is more light in there, so the eye is concentrated there. You immediately look at the face and those most important things. Also the detail looks very well done and put into place. So overall it looks very, very, very much very, very good. Couple of levels above the other things, which means, let's see this one. This one is from 11 months ago, and this one is from 2 months ago. This face is pretty good, I would say, and the hair and everything. This now I would say is maybe the render could be a little bit more, especially this one could be a little bit more lit up, but yeah. Yeah, the background is difficult. I usually do this type of backgrounds with just a little bit of a gradient stuff. This one has to go, by the way. It's not a bad model to say, but the render is pretty muddy. Everything is like muddy, and even the thumbnail is very important. Let's talk about this. So the thumbnail, the first thing that people are seeing when they enter your portfolio are the thumbnails of your stuff. If the thumbnail is good enough, all the thumbnails has to be good enough. It has to be the best you can do. Usually I will tell you how I do it. It's not cheating because it's but let me tell you. So what I do a thumbnail. Specifically thumbnail image. I do it. It has to be squarish and it has to be cool, And I do it, and then I print screen the Artstation trending page, and I get this thumbnail and I put it around all of the other thumbnails just to see how it will look. And for example, I have a character like the Viking, and I do one thumbnail where the whole character is in the thumbnail. You can see the whole character. Then I do another thumbnail where you can see the character from the chest up, for example. So a bigger face, and mostly the face you can see in this. And I put one of the thumbnails. I put it around the others from trending, and I put the other in Photoshop. I put one here, one there, and I watch and I see, okay, which one looks better? And I choose one. Then I sharpen it, I lighten it up a little bit, I may put a little bit more saturation, everything to make the thumbnail look the best possible way. If you do that for all your works, you will have much more success in Artstation. This is one of the things that not many people know, but the thumbnails are very important because, as I said, art director or lead artist. He's looking at your portfolio when you apply for a job. He's looking at your portfolio along with 50 other people or 20 other people. And when he opens your portfolio, he doesn't want to spend more like, in the beginning he will spend just 5 seconds just to see around. And if he's not impressed by your thumbnails, he will not even look at your work. And especially if he looks at this ear, he will just close it. This has to go. I don't like his ear. This ear is very bad. And overall, the shape of the head here, it doesn't work quite well. Yeah, the head is too small. It's too narrow. Shouldn't be. Overall, we don't like this work. It has to go. The others can stay. But this one is too dark. It's kind of okay. This one is too muddy. Has to go. So the others are relatively okay and they can work. But as I said, thumbnail, very, 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 very important. One of the most important things. As I said, I'm always doing my thumbnails. Let me show you what I mean. Each of those thumbnails, especially the last things that I was doing for courses, each of those thumbnails is thought. I mean, I have specifically made the image for the thumbnail square. I have positioned the model inside the image in a specific way so it could look, pleasant, nice, and inviting to click. And usually it does. And usually it does the trick. Let's see the Viking, by the way. It has 415 likes. Not the best, but it's fine. If you have if you see the views and then the likes, if you have more than 10% likes, 10% of the views, then you're okay. It's fine. If you have less than 10%, then it's not that good. I have a little bit more than 10, around 15%, I guess it's this. So it's cool. It's cool. The Viking. You see, the turntable, the colors are a little bit washed out compared to the presentation image of the YouTube video, for example. Because this one, I improved the saturation, I sharpened it, and I did everything possible because it's a marketing image. And you have to treat each of your thumbnails in your portfolio as a marketing image. And of course, if you treat each image inside each of your works as a marketing image, it will be even better because you will make it the best possible way. It will be, good looking. Yeah. I'm sorry I'm giving myself as an example of a good portfolio, but I think my portfolio is relatively good. So yeah, that's the thing. When will your next stream will be? I don't know. Can you suggest model for sculpt to me? Easy model. Just go to Artstation or go to Pinterest and find some stylized model that looks nice and just do it. But if you do easy models, you will not get good very quickly. You have to try hard models. You have to push yourself, and of course that's hard because most of us are lazy. But many people are asking me what's the best, fastest, and easiest way to become good in character sculpting. There is no best, fastest, and easiest way. If there is a best way, it will not be fast or easy. If there is a fast way, it will be extremely hard. The fastest way is Mr. Gabriel Guerra's way, is the fastest way. Fastest as for 1 year to become good. This is the fastest way. But you have to spend each day, every day for this year, at least 8 to 12 hours a day, sometimes even more, but not less. Sculpting, improving yourself, practicing anatomy, studies, and this type of thing, working from concept and sculpting and everything, which I think almost nobody can do. He does it, but he's unique in this because almost nobody can do this. I have seen, I think, one more guy who, this guy taught me ZBrush back in the days. He came into Gameloft and he taught us ZBrush, all of the character artists there, and he learned sculpting and ZBrush in 1 year. He closed himself in his apartment. He kind of dislocated himself from all his friends and all the nightclubs and everything, and he just spent 1 year sculpting day and night. He was sleeping and sculpting only, eating and shitting sometimes probably, but mostly sculpting. And that's how you get good in 1 year. Otherwise, it will take much longer. Yeah. It's a world of pain. Yes. It's a world of pain and fat also. But, as we already said a couple of times, fat you can get rid of relatively quickly, especially if you are young. But skill will remain. That's why, yeah, that's the way. That's the fast way. But extremely difficult way. But of course, if you are relatively young, as I said, and you are willing to kind of spend this 1 year, to learn, and not spend your time in this year to watch YouTube videos or TikTok videos or Instagram videos or whatever. If you spend this time mostly sculpting and trying to improve your knowledge about anatomy, knowledge about character creation, all that stuff, it will be a year well spent. One of the maybe most well spent year in your life. But of course you have to have the passion. Gabriel Guerra, he had the passion. He wanted it so bad that working 10 hours, 12 hours a day, it was not super heavy for him. He became heavy after that, but it was not super heavy for him to do it. But for many people, if they want to become character artists because they know that it will give them money or stuff, it will be heavy, it will be difficult, it will be, for most of them, it will be impossible, in my opinion. Niko, how you do clothing? Check out my courses, you will see. Working smart is fast. Yeah, you also can do those courses from that Niko dude. It works for me. Yeah, that Niko dude is not bad. I mean, I recommend him. Is 26 young? Yes, I started sculpting in the age of 27. I think I was 27. I'm not sure. I went to Gameloft 2007. I was 26. So I started sculpting at 29, I think. So yeah, around 13 years ago. Damn Niko phrases and make fun at the same time. Yes. Yeah, sorry. But Guerra, he understands me. He will not get offended by this. Because he knows that he has to get some kilograms away. Or pounds. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's Brazil. I think it's kilograms. You have to get them away. At some point. But after you get into CD Projekt Red. When you get into CD Projekt Red, then you go to the gym and start disabling those kilograms. I'll be back. Yeah, we have to finish this, by the way. It's 2 hours and something. We have done this for half an hour, and then we have spent the rest just blubbering about and doing some very, very important advices for portfolios, by the way, which I hope you agree it's valuable, hopefully. Is valuable for you. Is it wise to say that 80% of people will be always in the center of skill hierarchy when comparing to others in that field? They will always have people behind in talent and people in front. Yes, maybe even 90%. Who can be the best? Yeah, of course, Grassetti, we may say he's like a little bit above all of us. I mean, a lot above me, but a little bit above the guys that are below him. So not many people are above Grassetti. We may say that, yes. And we may say Pablo Perdomo also has very little people above him. Maybe Grassetti and some others, I'm not sure. There are people like this, yes. But it's not needed to go there. Of course, it's very nice to have something to aim for. For example, me, I'm not that good as those people, so I have something to aim for, I have something to live for. If I was Grassetti, I would be very, very depressed, because I would be probably one of the best or the best, and what to do next? I mean, I have to just, you know, but he's okay. I think he's okay. But for me, it's good to be a little bit behind some people, so yeah. Do you give individual lessons? I usually don't quite give, but sometimes I give. Sometimes I give. You have to contact me in Discord, and yeah. Discord should be in the description of most of the videos recently I did. This one included. Niko, CG Projekt Red has a free gym membership, but you think of moving into Poland? It was Poland, right? Or Czech Republic? Or it was Poland? I think it was Poland. But you thinking to move in there? That will be pretty cool. We can meet, because Poland is kind of close. It's not super close, but yeah, I can make a trip to Poland sometimes to see CG Projekt Red. When you go there, and when you became a lead 3D character artist there, then you can invite me to see the studio, you know. Very similar to Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah. Niko, what's your opinion on artist Demo Nu 4? I'm not sure. I didn't recognize the sculpt. Then you showed the real dude, and I don't know him. Go figure. Yeah. Yeah, I want to go to Poland. Yeah, Poland is cool. Nice answer. We strive to be at the top, but it will be lonely there, yeah. Keep cool, dude. Yeah, thank you. But, you know, I don't strive to go to the top, because I know I don't have the requirements to be on the top. To be on the top, I need to spend much more time sculpting each day to improve my skill. And now, with my current skill, it's very difficult to improve. It will be much harder to improve, and the improvement will be barely visible, and it will be discouraging. So I don't quite improve that fast now, and I don't mind that. It's okay for me. I'm kind of good enough for most tasks, and I'm better than I was like 3 years ago. When I started doing courses for myself, it was 3 years ago, and now, thanks to those courses, and thanks to all the studies I did for my anatomy courses, my female anatomy course, which is one of a kind still, and the superhuman anatomy course, and the face anatomy course that I did recently, all those courses made me better artist. So make courses to be better. I have problems with details after remeshing. You shouldn't. I mean, if you remesh on a higher subdivision level, all the details should stay there. If you remesh on the same, then of course some of the details will be lost, but usually we remesh on the higher. So I want them to sponsor my visit to Poland actually. To sponsor your visit to... What do you mean? I don't know what this means. Hey Niko, great to see you again. Do you think 5 great high poly sculpts or 1 good game ready work is better to find a job? One work usually will not get you too much job. Although Mr. Guerra said that one of his works has brought him the freelance in the beginning. Which was the Frankenstein, I think. His Frankenstein that he did. I think it was... But it was a pretty detailed work, and it was visible that he can do details, he can spend time on the model, he can do a render, he can do all those things. So it's cool. But just one work. Many people will say, okay, this is very nice, but I think it's better to have one very nice work than to have a couple of middle level works. One very nice works there will be no weak links. There will be just the nice work, you know. So yeah, one good game ready work is better to find a job in my opinion than a couple of great high poly sculpts. Although, if they're really great, the high poly sculpts, you know, sponsor is when the company finds a senior character artist in some place in the world and they pay and do everything that they can to help you move into their place. You want them to sponsor your visit to Poland actually. I think it's doable, but you have to show them a great skill. Yeah, so continue improving. Now you're in a good level, I would say. But CD Projekt Red is a big target. I'm not sure, because when I was applying to Gameloft back in the days with drawing, I was applying as a 2D artist because I was not a sculptor back then. I knew just 3D Studio Max and I was able to do some chairs and that's it. But when I was applying in 2007 it was, and I said to one of my friends, he is a very good 2D artist, and I say, I want to apply to Gameloft, and he said, I think your skill is not good. He told me that my skill is not good enough for Gameloft because it's a game company. It was one of the biggest game companies back in the days. I mean, mobile game company. It was the biggest for mobile. But whatever. And he told me probably it will be difficult. But I said, I will try. And I tried. And they liked me a lot. And they took me. And I spent 15 years in that company. But so I cannot say that you are not good enough now for CD Projekt Red, but in order for them to like you very much and to want to sponsor your visa or something, I guess you have to be extremely good. I mean, in a level of Pablo Perdomo or Grossetti. It's a huge, difficult task, you know. Yeah, senior, of course. Thanks for the valuable advice, Niko. I have another question. Do you align UVs in the same line when you're on wrap, like squares? No. I exactly do that. I just place them minding pixel density. You know, the head is bigger in the UVs, and the some parts that will not be visible, like the soles of the shoes or some others, are small. For example, the inside of the mouth also, I don't do it too much because usually you don't see it. So this kind of things. But sometimes I will do. I think I talk about this in the game character course, which is free in my other YouTube channel, in the speed Char. So yeah, what games does Gameloft even do now? They're doing some games like Asphalt. They're doing some other games, some Disney games. But of course, there are a lot of bigger players now in the market, like Supercell and others. So Gameloft nowadays is not the company it was. So yeah, okay. On that bombshell, we are ending this video, and I will see you in the next one, which will be sometime, probably next week. We'll see when I have time. Yeah, these days I have a freelance. I have to practice for this course because, you know, I can do it whatever I want. This model I can do it by just making the pose in the beginning and then starting to put in detail. But in my opinion, for better learning, we have to make the details first in T-pose, a lot of them, and then pose the character. It probably will be better, but we'll see. Because now, you see, when we make the pose, then we can make one of the gloves with the weapon, and one of the gloves we put, and then just duplicate it, rotate it, and put it on the other hand. Easy. Then we can put the armors here on the legs, just one of them, make it nice, and then put it on the other leg. Just duplicate it, put it on the other leg. The same with the shoulder armor. Make it nice, and then just mirror it, apply, and position it correctly. Easy. So it's not that difficult to make it in the pose, I think. But we'll see. I have to make a few more tests, and then I can start the course at some point. Hopefully this month I will start it, but I will finish it most likely next or the month after that. So June or July. But I'm not promising anything because, you know, those things sometimes take longer. I always answer questions, so yeah. This is part of the stream, because streaming is, you know, connecting with people. Can you make a tutorial on just the total core shapes? I can learn anatomy in depth. I need a cheat way that looks like I know. Oh, yeah, it's I mean, there are a lot of tutorials, I think, for course shapes. In my overall in my courses, I think I kind of managed to get onto the core shapes, onto the main shapes of the anatomy. You know, my courses for anatomy are not concentrated on knowing the muscles or the bones that much, because I don't know them. It's on the shapes and the overall look and the silhouettes and that kind of stuff, which is exactly what you want, I think. Bye and have a good evening. What position you had in Gameloft? I was senior character artist, 3D character artist, senior one. Although we hadn't had like on the position, the name senior or junior, we didn't have it basically formally into the position, but I was a character artist for over 10 years, so I think I was a senior one. Okay, bye for now. We are starting to speak strange things.